But the Lord told me to share this before the night ended, and it's like 11:52 or 11:51 or something like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and share this. Um, so this video is for anybody out there who knows that they want to get closer to the Lord, who wants to make a life change, who wants to start serving the Lord, who wants to start going back to church, who wants to make a life change for the better because they're tired of the same ways they've been living, tired of the same lifestyle that they've been having, and they ready for a change. They ready to embrace, God, the godly lifestyle. They want to get their life together. They want to get better. This video is for you. Now, the topic of this video is we can't be slick no more. And the reason why I titled it that is because when you first make the decision to serve God and you really want to make a better lifestyle change, either for yourself or if you got kids or just for your family, because you're seeing that the way that you were raised wasn't the right way, so you kind of want to make a change and you want to do better, the first step you got to do, you make the decision. And then secondly, you kind of start looking at what you're doing and how to make it better. So the Lord basically showed me to share this message on that we can't be slick anymore. So when you decide to serve the Lord, the old things that we used to do, like let's say for example, like selling weed, like prostitution, like being slick on your job, that stuff we gotta let go of. And I know sometimes it's hard to let go of those type of things because that's how a lot of people feed their families. They feed their families off drug money, off money that they made illegally at work, off money that they made, while out stripping. Which stripping ain't illegal in the United States, but is you can't do it if you're trying to get a relationship with God. You have to start to let that stuff go, that lifestyle go. So the Lord wanted me to share this because a lot of us think that we can't let that stuff go, but I want to let y'all know this, that whatever you let go for the Lord to start following after the Lord, He is going to bless you through that. So don't ever be afraid to let go of the selling drugs or let go of the let go of the prostitution, stripping, whatever. If you being slick on your job and you kind of like you punching in numbers, but you making them a certain way so you can get a little extra money, whatever you doing to be slick, whatever you doing to make a quick come up, but it ain't right, it's illegal. You have to turn it around and start doing it for the Lord. You have to let it go. And when you let that go, the Lord is going to bless you tremendously. And I'm not saying you're going to have, a mansion with a 3-car garage and 6 cars and stuff like that. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that when you make a decision to follow after the Lord, whatever you let go for Him, He is going to bless you. The Lord knows that when you was selling drugs or when you was stripping or when you was being slick on your job or when you was cheating on your taxes or when you was doing when you was selling stuff that you stole, the Lord knew that when you was doing that, He knew that it was feeding your family. And He know that it's going to be tough for you to let it go because it fed your family, because it kept you with a roof over your head, because it kept you with money in your pocket. He knows that it's going to be a struggle to let go of those things. So what we have to do is let go of those things. We have to step out on faith, let go of those things that we held on to because they made us money or because they made us the quick come up. We cannot hold on to those things. So what he showed me is that the reason why we fear letting go of the things is because, of course, because that's how you feed your family, and we kind of get into a pattern in a certain way of thinking that that's the only way we can get money and anything else wouldn't work for us or whatever. But the Bible says that the wicked flee when no man pursue. And what that means is when you're doing wicked stuff, when you're doing slick stuff, when you're doing stuff that's not right before the Lord, you always gonna be kind of like looking over your shoulder, wondering how you gonna get caught up or how you gonna get, tripped up. And eventually you are gonna get caught up. So you gotta eventually let that stuff go. So if you're doing anything slick or anything like that, you always gonna be looking over your shoulders. The Lord don't want you to live like that. He wants you to live to where you ain't gotta be looking over your shoulder every time the police go by. You like, wondering if they about to arrest you. And I know it's funny, but that's how we live when we keep doing the slick stuff that we doing. So when you start to follow God, you have to let that slick stuff go, no matter what it is. If you were cheating, whatever way you were getting money that was illegal or not right, you have to let it go. And you have to begin to trust God, and He'll bless you with a roof over your head, whatever. Yeah, it may take some time. You may have to humble yourself and take a job you never thought you would take. One time I was watching this testimony. It was like a lady, she used to be a stripper, and she was making $500 a night stripping. And one night she was just drunk. She was toe up. She was drunk. She was high. She sat in the middle of her bed. She cried out to God and she said, you know what, Lord, I'm tired of this lifestyle. I want to change it around, whatever. So she cried out to God, and she woke up the next morning, and she had no hangover or nothing, and she was just at peace. And she knew that the Lord wanted her to stop stripping, but she was making $500 a night. That's how she kept a roof over her head. That's how she kept a car. That's how she kept her hair done, whatever. That's how she fed herself, through stripping. So when she decided to let stripping go, she was wondering, like, where the heck my money gonna come from? So she was like, she prayed to God. She said, Lord, bless me with a job, because I'm not gonna have no job. So she said she never went back. So then she heard about some restaurant or something that was hiring. She went to the restaurant. She got the job. Found out later that the restaurant wasn't hiring. She just went in and applied, and they hired her. And that job was making, like, I think she said like $7, $8 an hour, coming from $500 a day. That's a big drop. But she was like, you know what? No, I want to serve the Lord. I don't want to keep going after this. I don't want to keep stripping every night. I just want to, live free with a clear conscience before God, no matter if my pay go down, all the way down. If my pay go from $500 a night to $500 a week, she said, I don't care, but I'm going to make that choice, and I'm going to go ahead and stop doing this slick stuff, stop living this wild lifestyle, and go and just pursue the Lord. And so she said she worked at that restaurant for I think a year or something like that, and then the Lord blessed her. She went back to school, and the Lord kept blessing her. So basically what I'm saying is, whatever you doing to be slick, any type of way you trying to any way you're trying to make a quick come up that's not right, whether it's at your job or whatever, let it go. The Lord will bless you. He will give you a roof over your head. He will feed your kids. He will do it for you. You're going to definitely have to humble yourself, because the Lord not going to just give it to you out the sky. You're going to have to humble yourself. You may have to take a job you don't want. You may have to do something that you normally wouldn't do, but it's legal. It's right. You may have to work at McDonald's when you done came from a big old, when you've been selling drugs, you've been making thousands, stacks on stacks on stacks a week to go in and make $500 a week, but you doing it with a clear conscience toward the Lord. So don't ever fear. So don't ever live in fear of letting that thing go, because you know it ain't right. Let it go. God is going to bless you. He's going to give you whatever you need. If you scared that you're going to lose your house because you stopped selling drugs, He is going to show you, He's going to teach you how to make money legally, and He's going to teach you how to, whatever money you make, He's going to teach you how to use it wisely, to where you'll have a roof over your head, you're going to have food, you're going to have whatever you need. So I just wanted to share that, just let y'all know, if you out there doing anything slick, anything that's not right, anything ungodly, even if you got a legit 9 to 5, but you being slick on it to kind of make a come up, that's not right. Stop doing it now. God is going to bless you. He's going to make a dollar go way further than He ever made it go. So that's all I wanted to share. Let go of the slick stuff. God gonna bless you. Don't be scared. It's women out there that's feeding their children off of $500 strip club money. It's women out there that's feeding their children off of prostitution. When I grew up, I heard of a lot of women who were selling their bodies for money to feed their kids. And I would be afraid, before I got saved, I used to be afraid, to let slick stuff go. I ain't saying I was prostituting and stuff like that, but I used to do some slick stuff, steal, whatever. And I didn't even need to do it to pay bills and like that. I just did it. But it's people out there that do it to feed their kids, and if they stop doing it, they ain't gonna know how they're gonna feed their kids. But you have to begin to trust God. You have to ask for help, whatever. Just make sure it's legal, and make sure you're doing what you're supposed to do, because if you're doing it foul and slick, you're always gonna be looking over your shoulders, and you don't want to be living like that. That's no peace. That's no nothing. So it also says that when you live in righteously, when you live in clean before the Lord, that you don't have to keep looking over your shoulders. You can be bold when you go up into a job, whatever you're doing, you can be bold, and then you can trust that God is blessing you, because you let go of that slick thing. When you let go of something, God is going to bless you with something good. It's going to be legal, and everybody's going to look at you and be like, wow, they really changed their life around, and it's going to make them want to turn their life around. So if you in a group and y'all all selling drugs, or y'all all doing something illegal, it's going to be so beautiful for them to see how you struggle and you came up legally, and they're going to turn their life around, and they're going to do the same thing as you, because they know you, they love you, they trust you, and they see that you done turned your life around, so they're going to want to do the same thing. So it's just like a flow, it's like a process. If you got kids and you doing something slick, and you like, dang, I don't want my kids to walk in the same thing, I don't want my kids to grow up like I did, thinking that this slick stuff is cool, thinking that selling drugs is going to get them, it's all up in the rap songs, it's all up in the the rap songs, the music videos, everything. It seems like this generation, everything is selling drugs, coming up some kind of slick way. That is not what we want our kids to see. So we got to be the example to let stuff go. We don't want our kids to grow up and then find out the only reason they had shoes on their feet is because we were stripping. We don't want them to think that. We don't want them to know. And even if we did, even if for a moment we were doing something that we weren't supposed to be doing, and we did put a roof over our head, then they can look at us and be like, okay, but you did change. You changed your life around, and you got it right. So that's all I wanted to share. It ain't about slick stuff. Let's not hold on to slick stuff. Let the slick stuff go. Let it go, and God's going to bless you. Remember, we got to humble ourselves, but that's all I want to say. So y'all have a good night, and thanks for watching.